But yeah, Acrio, as you get back into town heading toward your family homestead and Revito and Son Brewing, it's the same thing. You don't have time to deal with it, but you just hear different people bickering and arguing and, just being kind of shitty throughout the streets, like more so than you're used to. You're kind of used to Stinsians holding shit in.
Yeah, just not interacting with each other. It's actually
stiff
very
upper
odd.
lip and all that.
Yeah.
So,
like, it's like, I fucking hate you, but I'm not going to say anything that I fucking hate you.
Just going to give him like the straight. Like, that's the most.
Yeah. Hammer, instead of wrapped on his back, tucked at the side, shield with the big symbol of Avacyn on his back as he goes to find
the
Lorelei.
golden sun behind it. Lorelei and Asuriel make it to the church. Do you knock or do you just go right in?
Is it normal to knock?
Would you know that as a person who's lived in the wilderness most of your life?
Churches before then?
Yeah, as a child on Sunday.
Yeah, true. Yeah, she'd probably knock then. Just like not really knowing the right etiquette on entering.
Yeah, get up and it's like, want to open the door, but then you're like, knock a little bit.
Do I?
You hear a voice echoing inside, sounds older. Come on in. And you hear this like squeaking sound.
Squeak?
I'll gesture for Asuriel to go in first.
There's so good.
She'll tank.
Her curiosity has been aroused by Squeak.
So, yeah, as you open up the door and Asuriel peeks in, it's well enough lit inside. See rows of pews and stone columns holding everything up. Seems like it's well tended to, but a little maybe dusty up high. And coming down the center from the altar and like the angelic statues in the back is figure seated, older man with like longer hair and a gray beard, leather vest, being pushed in this chair with wheels on the side, which just make this as they rotate, by this woman who looks like perhaps a nun. She's a priestess of sorts. But yeah, this is who you see, and he will introduce himself as Afternoon, Burgomaster Archer Clemens. What can I be doing you for?
Old man. Hi. She's gonna look back at Lorelei. What were we gonna ask?
I don't remember. Maybe we should have thought of that before we got here.
Cool. Professional retards.
We are one brain cell. Yeah,
Love
Lorelei will
it.
flounder for a bit and be like, we just had some... We just came into town, and we just wanted to ask about if you knew anything about the sickness that was going around.
Unfortunately, I do not. It's been around a bit. It should pass soon enough, we hope. Apologize if you're looking for the priest. But he's gone. About the time this thing came around, well, you know what may have happened. I've been tending to this place as best as I can, under the conditions. None here. Taking care of me, too. I apologize. I can't help much more than that.
Oh, no, really. It's fine. I apologize. We can't really help that much.
What happened to him? The priest? Or anything at all?
Well,
Seems a little hesitant before he kind of like adjusts that bolo that he has with this red scarf, tightens that up a little bit.
most likely it's the vampires. We don't really like to talk about it around here.
Do you know if there are any other priests coming?
Could be. We've sent word to Korsava. Bishop Kent should be sending someone around.
Secretly hoping it's not that dude.
The dude who instigated civil war.
Yup.
That'd be great. That'd be great for Braylon. It's exactly what they need right now.
You should probably specifically not ask for I know she remembers it. I don't.
Brother Valentin, but yeah, he would
Yes.
say,
Well, I mean, correspondence has been sent. We could follow up, I suppose. What's wrong with this Valentin fellow?
Probably shouldn't say.
No.
But
No, of course not. It's gossip. It's gossip. It's not. Doesn't.
We've got enough going around of that these days. It's just everybody's talking. Everybody's on edge.
I noticed there seems to be a sort of
Excuse me.
a fog of negativity.
I suppose
hasn't
the
always
illness will do that to you.
Possibly. How have the church services been? People still showing up to them?
Well, we don't like to spread illness any more than it has to, so
Well, yeah.
those who are sick try to keep folk home. I myself, though, recently caught a case, been leading the services as best as I can. I am appointed by the church, but not an ordained trained priest.
But hopefully everyone gets better soon.
Well, that's what we pray for. Seen an angel, not cut, but maybe 4 days past. That was good sight, good omen.
Oh, was it Aurelis?
I don't rightly know the names. Didn't have a moment to speak to her. She was pretty high up.
Oh.
But anytime you can catch sight, it's a good thing.
Very much so.
How long ago did the priest disappear?
That'd been good lunar cycle back, about a month.
Oh, that's a while already.
Yes, we're hoping they send someone down from Corsa real quick, like. But
she looks a bit pensive, and she looks at the burgomaster. Is it okay if I stay here a while? I need to.
Of course,
write
everybody's
something.
welcome.
Okay, thank you. You got anything else to ask, Lorelei?
Yeah, she'll reach for her journal and pull out the sort of loose papers that she has with the angelic seals on them. I appreciate this might be a bit forward of me to ask, considering I'm not from the area, but just noticing if everyone's on edge, I thought maybe here, and she'll show the seals.
He'll kind of like grab the wheels on the sides of his chair and like push them forward so that he gets a little closer and can lean over and look, pushing the brim of his hat back.
These are angelic seals. They, in my experience, contain quite powerful resonances of angelic magic. I thought maybe if I could, I don't know, hang these up somewhere around town or, hand them out to people, it might help.
Make a religion check.
Yeah, I'm not good at that, but I'm gonna do it at disadvantage. Oh, I'm proficient in religion. Why? 14?
Mm-hmm. He's like, well, I don't really know about seals. They look in order, I suppose. Are you a priestess? You don't look the type. I see this alabaster there, but
I'm not trained on paper, at least, but I do have experience.
Seems a bit skeptical as he looks you over. For as old as he is, his eyes are still pretty sharp. You can promise me these are angelic seals. There's nothing weird about these.
Absolutely. I mean, honestly, if I can find him. Acrio Revito, I came in here with him. I came to pilot with him.
The Forge Man?
Yeah.
It's been a while since we had Acrio around here.
Yeah, we travel with him, and...
Oh, he's been gone, I see.
And he can probably vouch for the veracity of these symbols, at least.
Well, if you're with Acrio, I suppose it's all right.
Still, if you want to verify it, I understand if you want to ask him.
You can send him around. I don't get around too much these days.
But yeah, thank you. I'll see what I can do. I hope it might not do much, but I'll see what I can do.
Well, every little bit helps.
Look at Asuriel. You gonna stay here?
Yeah. I'll try and copy the seals if I have time.
Yeah. How about I leave a couple with you?
All right.
And yeah, she'll hand the temperance seal on a piece of paper to Asuriel.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I know she has it on a rock, but I imagine it's bigger on the paper, so it's probably easier to copy.
Yeah, because you do have to be fairly precise and detailed with it, or else it's just a bunch of scribbles. Does Zach continue to creep after anyone, or is he like trying to keep some space now? Because that was weird.
Man.
I guess he'll keep space. Yeah, he'll be like, okay, that maybe going about this is the wrong approach. Pretty much, maybe he should be more upfront than sneaking around.
Yeah. Then
I think there'll be times where he's like just outside of like if there is an alley, or beside like a house or some shit, and be like just talking into the alley without like you knowing who he's talking to in the alley. He's obviously talking to someone down the alley, but he can't tell who.
Sure. Yeah, Acrio, as you're going by, you see this person, and you've seen a few people like off to the side bickering about things. You don't recognize this person from your childhood here in Braylett, but you hear him mention something about fighting a devil, or should they not get involved. And then, yeah, as you're going by, doesn't see whoever was down the alley seems to have left by the time you even get there.
I'm eating really good almonds right now. They're buffalo style. So good.
Sounds super good.
Acrio
But yeah,
stops
Zach,
like a little street food vendor on the way.
but yeah, Zach, you see now this person in like full church Cathar regalia.
Yeah, let me just find a picture. I don't need a picture. Full heavy plate. 8
It's
inches
splint.
thick. He's like Garen from League of No.
Width.
What use I guess the first part besides the armor. Should I describe the hammer? I feel
Sure.
like the hammer is what people notice. This hammer that's so large sitting at his side that it looks like an angel would wield it with 2 hands, and it's just kind of casually rested at his side. Beautiful gold inlays, silver, valuable blue gems floating above the hammer as well as embedded in the pommel. Very perfectly cut marble on the 2 heads, and all of that like flawless, like it doesn't even have dirt on it, like it was just cleaned. And that dangles on the hip of a man in full, more armor than most people in Innistrad. And while he does have, like most people have armor around their neck, he does have that, but that extends to pauldrons and chest plate and linked splint armor, a lot more than a normal person would wear, because most people are just trying to survive being bitten by vampires. But he definitely has gone for a very heavy, well-kept set of armor that's well maintained, but at this point it's shown a lot of wear and damage that looks like it needs to be repaired, and all of that's complemented by very light leather, slightly yellow, but mostly that kind of Cathar white.
Mm-hmm. And Zach, being a native of Stinzia, would recognize on the chest of his splint armor like a bronze eagle, the logo associated with the mountainous range of Stinzia.
Oh, I always thought it was a falcon.
No, the Falconwrath have a falcon as their logo.
Whoops.
Stinzia itself has an eagle.
America! Fuck yeah!
yeah.
Come to save
Motherfucking day, yeah.
We're
Stinzia,
definitely not
America.
cattle for vampires.
Definitely
Oh my
not.
gosh. I don't know these
Yeah.
people. No, I'm kidding.
Yeah, I'll like be like, I wonder what we should do about this, York. I'm not too sure. And then he'll look to see the crest and be like, oh, you're another Stenzia. Sorry, is the region we're in Stenzia, or is this a
Yeah,
different-
you're currently in Stinzia, yeah.
Okay, my bad. So it's not
That's
okay.
fine.
So
So it's not super uncommon, but you just happen to
Right.
notice that is there. But if you're considering the idea of fighting devils, somebody from the church would definitely be one to talk to about it. Kind of their gig.
Yeah, well,
then I'll point. Do I recognize him as like being the person that like plowed the field, or did I recognize like him with like the party, or was I too far away?
Give me a percentile roll.
Okay. Boop. That's a 5.
Oh, shit. So yeah, not only do you recognize him as being out in the field, working with them, and that everybody was talking to before Cillian had his little outburst, didn't know what that was about, but seeing him now, especially with the hammer triggers a memory, a folk tale you had heard, although you expected the person to be taller. It's kind of a folk hero-y Paul Bunyan tale about one that's referred to as the Forge Master, which is kind of supposed to be originated around Braylett. He's like this famous Cathar or something who's forged fucking cathedrals by himself.
Okay, so yeah, after...
these fucking tales keep getting bigger and bigger. Soon he's like, yeah, this motherfucker just built all of Thraben by himself. Just
In one night.
in one night, 8,000 people had to feed him as he built all of Braylett from the ground up.
They said Thraven wasn't built in a day until Acrio got on the scene.
Until Acrio shut up.
Yeah, I'll like pause a minute and be like, "Oh, hold up," and I'll walk with him. You're Forge Master, right?
Like, kind of do a double take, but he's been getting used to the attention. He's like, "One and only. What can I do for you?"
Oh, it might sound weird, but I've noticed your friends. If they are your friends, I'm assuming they're your friends. Walking around, and it seems like, I don't know, they might need help. Maybe some needs help. I'm not too sure. Is there? Also, I've heard about this thing called the Holy Forge. I don't know if you. I'm very scatterbrained right now. I'm sorry. Me and York have been talking about this all day. But is there anything I can do? I'm good with Blade. If you guys need any help.
You are quite the eager soul.
I don't have many friends.
I noticed. That's so mean. God, no. Acrio wouldn't say that. That's
Ice
first
cold.
name. Retcon that. Get rid of it.
It's only me and my brother, and he's not very social.
To their own. But you look like you can handle your own. You do much fighting. You look like you do.
Oh,
No.
yeah, I only fight bad people or bad things, so yeah, and my brother helps me train a bit.
Where you come from?
Here, is there a capital to this? I'm not from, like, this town, but is there, like, a capital or someplace?
Yeah, Korsava would be the
Korsava.
capital of Stinzia, yeah.
Okay, I'm from the capital. A lot of stuff happened to me, of course, leave. It's very disheartening. I lost my brother, but I found him, and he's better than ever.
Right. Well, you know, welcome to the merry band of misfits. We need all the help we can get.
You got it.
I don't know how many of us you've met. There's, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 3 of us.
I believe I met more than 3, but I'm sure I'll remember. I'll remember all their names.
People come and go sometimes.
Acrio would probably think, oh yeah, Voltan, but he doesn't really count.
Yeah, Voltan really doesn't count, and some fucking rando from the caravans also. Stein just taking a shot at that information.
Wigan, you need it.
Great vodka.
I need it. Can't survive this shit, man.
Me with the hard cider. Yeah, I need it.
Well, you know, don't know what you heard about the Forge, but if you're around, we can always use the help. We're looking. Actually, why don't you walk with me? I'm meeting up with somebody. Immediately just stab him in the throat. No sarcasm. No pointing out the obvious around me, mister.
You're on thin ice.
My inner flair just to hurt people.
Devon's just triggering your flare brain.
Yeah. Acrio? Flare? Flacrio?
Blackrio.
Eh?
Can I have you roll D8, please?
God, fuck. Which one?
Whoever, just one person.
I trust you more, Devon. You roll really high. Actually, I think rolling high is bad.
I don't know what's going on.
I don't
think
know
this
anymore.
is disease progression. Oh, thank God.
Oh, it's just the same thing. Like, as the day goes on, especially like once people start coming in for like lunch, you know it's starting to get close to noon. It's like people who should be enjoying a meal at the Dog and Duck are instead like giving like nasty looks to each other from across the table and then getting into spats.
Right.
Sure is hostile, isn't it?
Okay, I have a question. You haven't been coughing at all, right, stranger? I don't even know your name. Sorry.
Oh, sorry. Zach Francis Morgan.
Well, it's nice to meet you.
Yes, and my brother is York Morgan.
York Morgan. I'll try and remember that. Not always great with names, but I've gotten better. Have you gotten sick at all here in Braylet?
I believe a sore throat. My throat felt weird, but it passed. I'm ready to call for a sneeze.
Do you feel fine now?
Yeah. As far as I know, York can't really catch anything in his state.
All right. Well, I'll consider you a +1 for now. Hey, Lorelei, how's it going?
Yeah, where did the group decide they were? Actually, Amrita and Cillian.
We'll go to apothecary, meet up with everyone, and do that.
Yeah.
Before we head in,
flute, but stops. Yeah.
I know this is a lot to ask of you, but can you maybe do the talking? I'm not feeling very up to it right now.
I mean, I was planning on it. If it's more alchemical stuff, that's kind of my deal.
Okay, let's go.
As you enter the shop, Amrita, your senses are almost like bombarded with the smells, not just of the herbs, but like chemicals, heavy metals, pills, that sort of thing.
Uh-oh, is there any wolfsbane or silver in this area?
No silver, but there would be some like wolfsbane drying in a rack of herbs.
She tenses a bit, but walks inside.
There's a middle-aged man, bony, steps out from a back room and buttons his vest. Oh, sorry. What can I do for you?
Yes, I was
sick. Are you sick? I'm running low, but I do have a few things. Should be able to help.
No, we're not sick. We're passing through.
You're new here in Braylet, aren't you? I would think I would recognize those faces.
Yes, we're just passing through, as I said.
But you haven't caught anything?
No.
Good. Takes out a kerchief and dabs his forehead.
How many people are sick?
Who can tell? Who can keep track of that sort of thing? I don't know, but everyone's caught it. It's gone through the town like wildfire. Trying to keep a handle on it. Not easy.
Yes, we understood that you are running, doing what you can, since there's not really a whole lot of medical, it seems.
Yes, we don't have a doctor, so I supply people with anything I can in medicines, but can't prescribe anything. It's just what you can buy off the shelves.
Have you figured out yet any cause, or have just been busy trying to make remedies?
Causes are not my area. I'm not a doctor. I know how to treat things, but I'm a chemist more than anything else.
Has any of your treatment helped?
He almost like looks offended at that. Well, obviously, but you can only do so much.
Yes, I also, study in the alchemy arts, so I understand.
Well, then you understand that it is as much an art as it is a science.
Can you tell us a little about the symptoms? Something we might not have noticed.
Well, I suppose it wouldn't hurt. It's mostly a cough to fix the lungs. It's some people experience nausea and try to give them something to balance the light and dark humors, but hasn't been fatal, thankfully, except for a few of the elderly succumbed. But it's what happens with illness. It moves through community.
And it's lasted weeks, a month?
Yes, I'm sorry, who are you? Why are you looking into this?
We are with the Forge Master. He's from this area, I'm to understand.
Oh, Acrio. I've heard of him. Hasn't been seen in these parts for quite a while.
We tend to help when we can. We just saw a lot of people hurting. We were wondering if we maybe knew something.
Is there anything you know about medicines? Anything you know about rooting out a cause of this? We're not sure if it's airborne or how it's being passed exactly.
Sort of why we're here. We're gonna try. We don't have a lot of medicinal knowledge, but
you know something about the alchemy, yes, Miss
Mablethorne. Amrita Mablethorne, yes. I've actually. She looks at the man cautiously for a moment. He doesn't have any tattoos on his neck.
Strokes the chops that he's got, scratches the hair a little bit. Might be a few fleas that jump out of it. You don't see any tattoos, however.
I studied some various liquids, but didn't seem to find anything because that was my first guess, or at least something to look into.
What kind of liquids are you saying? What are you looking for in the strain of disease?
I mean, you know how bacteria could probably get, or maybe someone could have accidentally put something in water by accident. I don't know. I was just
You're not suggesting that the Revito brews
problem, would you?
No, not them. I'm sorry. Just
But you said there was
regular
nothing
water and
wrong,
things
no
like that.
diseases, no bacteria, anything like that.
I think the water just had bacteria, but I didn't see anything that had like deadly substance or toxins of any kind. So that might help you. Maybe rule that out.
We get our water from a fresh source. It comes down out of the mountains. It should be clean.
Where exactly out of the mountains?
Well, the creek. I've not been to the source. It's dangerous up there. Not going to venture that far out of the walls.
Yeah, she looks at Cillian and then back at the guy.
I think that's been very helpful. Gives us something to look into.
Oh, has it? Oh, you're welcome then.
It's better than nothing.
If we find something out, something that can help you help other people, we'll come back.
Yes, if there's a chemical compound I could utilize, make something I could sell, be more permanent maybe.
For now, making people comfortable is the most you can do. I'm sorry that you're this busy now.
Bit fatalistic, but can't argue.
Your information was very much needed, but yes, we have somewhere else to go, but I think that was helpful. Thank you.
Good luck.
Watches you side-eyed as you walk out of the apothecary.
I've been sort of, is everything behind the counter, or they're like...
There are like racks and shelves on the walls.
I've been sort of like playing
things.
with other glass things and looking at things, and we try to meet up with the rest, I think.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, where would you guys have decided to meet? Back in the fields, or was there somewhere in town? Acrio's house?
said the church, I'm pretty sure.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't know why the stranger's here, but...
Yeah, and Rita will ask him before they get to the door. It's like, are you sure you want to go inside? Could still walk that way if you want, or I don't know.
Nah, we're good. It's time to explain to Acrio what's going on. I hope he understands.
But yeah, as
That's
you
fine.
approach the church and head inside, both of you probably knowing that there's no real reason to knock. That churches are typically open. Even Vistani know that. You catch sight of Asuriel sitting off on one of the pews, just like rapidly scribbling in this little journal she's got.
Hey there.
Scribbling in articulate cursive.
Hi. She gets back to writing.
Yeah. You sort of sit next to her. How do you not remember anything and still write so... When I write something, it's like 3 lines and you can't really understand.
Oh, I don't know.
Yeah, I know. Don't keep saying that, just make something up.
Magic.
You're literally no one. Just make up the coolest thing you can think of and make it the truth. It's an opportunity you have here.
I don't know what's cool. Can tell people I'm Vistani?
I mean, sure, anyone can be Vistani.
Okay. Guess I don't have a last name anyway.
Where are the others at? Do you know?
Well, Lorelei went to town to ask some questions and left me with the rune to copy, but I wanted to finish this first. I
Okay,
should
I'll
have
wait
let
for
her
them here.
go on her own.
She'll be fine.
Rita can't help but look back at the door and then back at Cillian and Asuriel, and like her stomach is just turning in so many places. So much confusion.
Everything's fine.
Acrio, as you step up to this church where you had spent most of your childhood Sundays, it looks fairly unchanged, maybe a little dingier than it had been, but then again, maybe you just remember it a little more pristinely because you didn't have the reason to look, the reason to knowledge and everything to look at the way the stone is starting to crumble in certain areas and the grouts becoming a problem, and one of the pillars is starting to lean where it shouldn't. But as you enter, there's this burst of sound. You see Amrita standing leaning against one of them and some of the others sitting, but this like squeaking noise, like as you see the old man in a wheelchair pushing them like fervently in your direction. Acrio, is it really you?
Yes.
Oh, it's been so long. Let me get a look at you.
I know this man.
Oh yeah. It takes a moment because he's definitely older, but you recognize Archer Clements.
All right. Yeah, he leans forward. Was he in a wheelchair when I left?
Nope.
What in Avacyn's name happened to you? Besides age, of course. By the looks of it, you gotten a little older on the beard, a little longer.
That's most of my problem. You've gotten tall.
Not as tall as the word has gone around, though.
Well, people do talk, don't they? We are so glad to have you back, boy. I should introduce myself formally. I've been appointed burgomaster the past few years.
Well, it's quite a high position to be bestowed.
A lot of weighty decisions. And I'm sure you're familiar with that.
All too familiar. How's the wife, your daughter, your son?
Well, we haven't heard much from your daughter. She's not impressed, but last word was she's doing well.
I know they took her away for Cathar work, but I'm sure she's doing well for herself.
That's the hope. We haven't been able to call her back. We've sent word to Korsava, but unfortunately, Kent believes that the presence of the Forge Master is worth 10 Cathars, so we have been dealing with that.
I'm sorry. I wasn't even here.
It's fine. It's fine. I'm sure you have plenty of work out at the Forge, wherever that may be.
The angels should have said that I wouldn't be coming to protect the town. I have duties elsewhere. And they just left you all undefended?
Your brother Gus does a good job, but as far as Cathars, we haven't been able to get reinforcements since the last ones fell.
What happened?
Same thing that always does. Vampires. They fought them off, but can only do so much for so long. Kent, Bishop down in Korsava, said the weapons from the Forge should have served us better, but I mean, what does he know?
Well, I'm here now, and hopefully I can live up to the price of 10 Cathars that's been put on my head.
Weighty decisions.
But you've introduced yourself. These are my friends.
I've met some of them. Help with what?
Look at Lorelei's not here.
Yeah, you look around and you can see Lorelei amongst the group. Although it does seem odd that the guy that your father had been working with, that Vistani, is present.
Yeah, a little weird.
But yeah, Archer kind of leans back in his wheelchair and you see him just like flick the brim of his hat up as he's leaning back looking at you.
Yeah, one of us missing. We got 2 additional company. Amrita, Asuriel, you probably have met them.
Evening, sir. My name's Cillian.
Cillian.
Mm-hmm. Brass tacks now, boy. What do you mean help with? This sickness going around? That's the worst we've got. Folk haven't been able to keep up with the chores, and fields are going barren.
Yeah, I'm gonna insight just
Sure.
because I want to see if there's a glimmer of recognition in his eyes, like he knows what's going on, just because my paranoia is running a little high right now.
Mm-hmm.
And I will do that straight roll because disadvantage and advantage cancel out.
Yep.
23.
Yeah, you see more curiosity in his eyes than anything else. He's obviously glad. You can see a genuine joy, it seems like, to finally have Braylot's favorite son return, but it doesn't look like he's...
Any militia. Yeah. Well, can't talk about it, but it's quite important. All you gotta know is we're gonna take care of it. All this is gonna blow over without a problem.
I don't really like the sound of that.
How about this? I got a trip to make. Headed up to the Forge. When I get back, I'll give you a rundown of it all. Just gotta know what I'm dealing with first.
Is there, do I need to call a town meeting or anything like that?
No,
Assemble some of the elders?
Not yet.
Okay. All
But
right.
keep it on the back burner.
Bristles his mustache to the side.
Righty then. Take your word for it.
I'll be back in a day's time. If we can't figure out what's going on here, then you very well might be involved.
Well, good luck to you then. Angel's blessings.
Avacyn's blessing be upon you as well. I hope she guides us through this.
About this time, Lorelei burst through the door, having realized how late she was.
Oh no.
Not my fault that Acrio got let off work early, okay? Yeah, she's like a
there you
little
are.
bit disheveled, like hair flipped over, like, sorry, I'm here.
Oh, what have you been up to?
I was just going around seeing if there was anywhere I could put some angelic seals.
All right. Last one of us, Lorelei Fenwick.
Yes, we met earlier.
Yeah.
Notice
Serves the
anything?
angels. Good one.
That's what I've been led to believe.
Notice it? We took on another look at Zach.
Hi
Hello.
again.
Yeah.
Yeah, we
Sure glad you brought him.
Rita also stares, just like,
Hey, if all of you get a +1, then I get one as well. Need all the help we can get.
technically a +2.
Lorelei, are you my +1?
Sure.
Okay.
Okay. So we took a trip around town. Have we found anything out?
Yeah, let's talk, folks. Privately, please.
Oh, right. Outside. Should we be... I understand the burgomaster, but do we want the Vistani as well?
yes.
What?
All right. If you trust them.
Of course we trust them.
Okay. Yeah, let's... outside. People should be heading in for dinner. Or what time is it? Lunch?
It's about noon.
Mhm.
It's a little afternoon.
Yeah.
Outside and be quick about it, and we will go outside and speak to the other Vistani.
Right.
Make your way outside the church. There's the graph nearby. You can see there's a kind of a lazy bloodhound that serves as their graph hound. Looks up and then like lays its head back down between the
Oh.
gravestones.
Asuriel, resist yourself. Don't pat.
They have a job to do.
Okay.
Acrio, first things first. This is going to be a little hard to believe, but all these people here are going to back me up. You and I have been traveling together for the last 6 weeks. I don't know, actually.
Yeah, sure.
Oh, I do like jokes.
It's not a joke.
Lorelei,
Actually,
please.
no, I hate jokes.
Acrio, he's telling the truth.
He was there in Corsiva. He was there in Silburn. He is here now.
Look, I don't just forget things. I think I
This-
know somebody that I've been traveling with for
Acrio,
like almost 2 months.
Let
Acrio,
me
this-
explain something.
it's not your fault, Acrio.
I promise there's a point to this. I was born dying, time on the clock. That people have been waiting on the sidelines for me ever since. And when I was 20, I had a daughter, and a man came into our camp, one armed man. I called something. I didn't really understand it. I still don't understand it. But from that day on, I knew that I would be forgotten after I'm gone. The thing I called, I saw it tonight. That's why I woke you up.
I see.
And when you looked at me, you didn't remember me, Acrio, and it's not your fault, it's that thing's fault. And you don't have to believe me because I know it's true. I know we're friends. I even know you care about me, even if you don't right now.
You forged the blades that are on his back, that he carries
Yeah.
in the bag.
Show him, show him.
This is your work, you must recognize it.
Acrio looks at the blades, seeing the intricate work. He knows that he didn't make them, but he also knows there are very few people that could make something like that.
Yeah, they are angelic in nature. When he first hands them over, it's effectively, for those who haven't seen it, Acrio and Zach look like a giant pair of scissors, like cloth scissors, but then they disconnect in the center to make a pair of short swords. But yeah, they're obviously silvered. There's the symbol of Avacyn with like a spoked wheel behind it where they cross, and down the blade is this very intricate list of Vistani names, almost in like a branching family tree.
I helped you remove your armor when you lost your arm. We help people who needed us in Corsiva. You saved my life multiple times. And I'm torn up that you don't remember. But no, I do.
While he's tearing up, he holds the blades at the pommel. Well, the man who knew you must have been a good friend. Hey,
It was.
hands the blades back and pulls him in for a hug.
Tightest I've ever given. For now, I'm glad to meet you again, Acrio Revito. And I hope we can still be friends. Let's go kill a devil together, okay?
Yeah.
And I trust you
Okay.
enough that if you trust him, then I hope we have another ally.
We're gonna need all the help we can get.
To business. Me and Amrita spoke to the apothecary.
Okay. What did he say?
Most things we already knew, but the thing that stood out was me and Amrita looked at the water here, and it was unusual, to say the least, and all the water comes from, well, the mountains.
In a creek, it has some type of, nothing exactly poisonous, but some type of bacteria that I found on the top of it. Usually they get their main source from that creek, but he doesn't venture out because that's dangerous, to say the least.
I think what we're looking for is there, in the mountains somewhere.
It shows in the water or the beer?
In the water,
The
not
water.
the beer.
The beer might kill it. That's probably why it doesn't show up in the beer.
Maybe we should start telling people to boil their water.
Oh,
Might help.
I mean, it can't hurt.
Does my grandpa not get drunk or not get sick because
Because
he's
he's
literally
drinking
only...
fucking Everclear.
Making his
Oh,
own
no,
moonshine.
he's not getting sick because he only drinks beer.
He's not a part of the Veiled, he's an alcoholic.
He's not part of it. That's not a V, that's the AA for Alcoholics Anonymous. It's just upside down.
Okay.
Back to brain.
So, Amrita, Lorelei, or I need Lorelei, but we also need somebody to go check the water source. Fuck.
I mean,
I could do
I'm
it.
probably not useful in checking the water source. At least
No.
depending on when you're gonna do it.
Tomorrow, angelic powers, something can.
I mean, if it's in the water coming here, I mean, I could check some water that is here. I don't have to go all the way out to the creek.
Yeah.
Yeah, we could have that plan now and everything, because again, we haven't really spoken with
The
whatever,
Vistani.
maybe of Cillian's family out there, yes. So,
Yeah, that was another thing I wanted to bring up. There's a possibility that is my family. And how the thing works, I was just talking to you about is I have to... There's something about looking in someone's eyes that links directly to the soul. I can't look at them. Maybe they'll forget me too.
You don't have to go.
I could maybe copy this book for them. They'll have some trace of you at least.
No, don't tell them about me. It will just make them want to see me.
maybe you should just stay in town then. We can just stay in town and somebody else can go speak to them.
We don't have. I need to go somewhere. I'm not going to be here tomorrow. I'm taking off.
Going.
Where are you going?
I'm going to see if I can get help at the forge.
There's someone else at the forge?
It doesn't stay unguarded.
Acrio, you know that it took you generally almost a day to get from Braylet to the forge on foot, but if you were to take a relatively fast mount, you could potentially make it there and back in a day.
Yeah, and I know the way pretty well, so I could guide him out.
Take someone with you.
It might be
Yeah.
late evening, but it's theoretically doable in a day if you want.
If not for you, for them to see the forge, I mean, we're all curious as fuck.
Yeah, I mean, you're gonna take someone, right? Just so you're not going out there on your own.
Went there when I was a child. I could do it as an adult, but I'll take an extra set of eyes.
Be
Amrita,
wise.
you need to stay here.
That is my plan. And plus, going to a place like that is, yeah. She doesn't even say any more on that, but there's definitely like this hesitancy of even going there, of what could be.
Asuriel kind of looks like she wants to be picked.
There's a hesitance in Acrio's eyes. The one I trust the most. I need
Zach.
you to come with me. Yeah, Zach! Get on board!
You're
Zach!
there.
5 minutes? But I trust you, man.
I trust you more than all these people.
I've only met this guy for one day, but I will kill everyone by myself anyway.
Yeah, but I trust him with my life. Are you okay with coming with me, Lorelei?
Of course. That's not even a question.
Okay. Zach, let's make you useful. What are you good at? We need all hands on deck.
Attacking, I got somewhat of a good eye. I'm sure
First.
York can help out in his own way too.
Can you please get him? You keep talking about him, and if we're going to be open and on a team on this, we're going to need some honesty.
I'll try. Just it'll be a while, I guess. Just I'll be a moment then, and is it alright if I step out real quick? Let me see if I can get him.
Yeah, get him.
He's an interesting individual, he says as Zach leaves.
Yeah, you're already outside the front of the church, so he kind of just like goes around the side of the church.
Just out of sight.
What the fuck?
Once Zach is out of earshot, Lorelei kind of huddles the group a little closer together. So I had a dream last night. I was gonna tell you guys first thing in the morning, but things got complicated. My arm was on fire this morning. I'm fine.
Asuriel's arm was on fire just now when she was riding. It was.
Yeah, it sure was. But I was being called a thief, and something wasn't for me. And then I was stood at the mouth of a volcano, and as much as I tried to move away, I was just moving closer. And then I woke up and my arm was on fire. So, it's whatever it is angry at me.
Wait,
so...
you mean literally?
My literally on fire? Yes.
Cyril's gonna look at Cillian. Like, did you steal something and now she's being blamed for it?
No, I don't steal things that often. And only from assholes, but...
Well...
Can you show us your arm?
Yeah, she'll hesitantly roll a sleeve up and look at I don't think she's really looked at the runes since it happened, so...
Yeah, there's 3 demonic-looking runes just like branded into this part of her arm right here.
Do you think it is that, somehow?
I mean, what else could it be? These runes read River Axe, and...
Well, if it's something you're not supposed to have, maybe we can use it.
You telling me to use the demonic power?
No, not necessarily the demonic power, but it must be linked to him somehow, right?
Whatever it is, they want it. And I don't know...
More than anything, are you okay?
Yeah, I'm fine. Shaken up a little, because it was a nightmare, but never good.
Yeah, no.
It didn't really hurt.
That first night, your dreams are weird. The dream is still like faded, as you said before, but she definitely remembers waking up with Lorelei having those runes in her arm, asking her to read them. I can't remember it all. It's like
it was. We were on top of city walls, and there were undead encroaching on the town. They had their heads caved in. And they looked like some of you.
What did that person near Silburn say about your dreams again?
Oh gosh. That they were having dreams as well, where people they knew were showing up. People they'd lost were showing up in their dreams. And that's, if anything, that's all my dreams are.
Rita doesn't say anything, but just looks at Lorelei as she describes that and can't help but think of Lars in that moment, but says nothing.
Sorry, this was probably a bad time to bring it up, wasn't it?
No, it's a perfect time. All cards on the table.
It's probably important somehow. Accurate, the church here doesn't have a library, does it?
Not that I cared for. I was here when I was a kid. You'd have to ask them yourself. That's where I'm headed.
All right, well, I'm just
Fuck,
a lot of town.
Fuck! Okay, Asuriel, you can come as well.
Oh, okay.
No. Shit, we need you here.
Why?
It's not accurate, it's alright.
Sorry, Amrita, you continue.
No, it's fine. I will go ahead and go now. And that's
Amrita,
the case,
wait.
and if Cillian can't go.
Amrita, wait. What is it you said about Lars? When I told you that I saw him, what is it you said?
He was there when it happened. And that's just my concern. Even if Repellum
You said he was
the last ones that lived that.
dead, right?
Yeah.
And you've been seeing him?
Yeah. It started off as just in my dreams, but then when we were going through the needles I passed, he was there with me. I felt his arms around me. He was sat...
I can see most dead things, Lorelei. There was nothing around you then.
Lorelei, I remember the runes being on my arm too. And then they appeared on yours.
Rita's eyes certainly widen. I'm gonna go now. I'll be back.
Okay.
And then just walks away.
Yeah, I don't know. Dreams don't make much sense.
No, but That wasn't during the dream. That was after waking up.
You stole them.
That's what they say.
For the first time, Cillian looks at Asuriel, sort of believing Amrita.
Lorelei feels her blood run cold, and she rolls her sleeve back down.
Sarah's gonna roll her sleeve up. She wants to see if there's like any trace of some kind of mark having been there, like however old it may be.
You've gotten some cuts and bruises from some cougars and various other creatures. However, nothing looks like the runes that these demonic glyphs that are burned into Lorelei's arm. Nothing follows that pattern at all.
Cillian's also got cuts and bruises from cougars.
Damn it!
God damn it.
You.
Damn it. I hate you.
She's gonna look at Lorelei all of a sudden and like grab her arm. Wait, I remember. Before I started getting to your dreams, I had a dream of a demon. I think it was a demon. It was a man with horns. And then suddenly I'm in your dreams. I don't know why.
Isn't that what that Runners guy said they were trying to do here? Is call him with despair, dark energy? Isn't that essentially what they're trying to do? I don't want to be arrogant, but I'm kind of a well of despair on most days.
We've all met Ramus.
Yeah.
There was clearly something up, something he was not telling. He needed to get us. Why would he? Unless it has to do with that.
If I stole it and they want it, do you think I'd be bait?
It's either you or Asuriel.
Then me. No way in Ashmouth am I ever putting Asuriel in that kind of danger. Everything already goes for her anyway. We don't have to serve her up on a silver platter to them. If we need bait, it's going to be me.
It's not what I'm saying. I'm saying it's either you they want or Asuriel. It's either that, and I point to your arm, or that was a calling sign. It is a calling sign.
Oh, Amrita was right. Fuck!
I'm gonna be honest with you, Asuriel, because I believe you deserve it. We think that collar is there for a reason. And I think there might be more to you than we can see.
What do you mean exactly?
Don't know yet, but I think those runes were for you because they were calling someone like their own.
Like their own? You don't mean I could be a devil?
I hope not, Asuriel, and I don't think you are.
No.
But I think you might have been at one point.
No. Could never hurt people. No, that's not right. No. The priest, the angel said it was created from dark magic. It was a mockery of Avacyn.
Then Lorelei's gonna grab Asuriel's shoulders and pull her a little closer. Then maybe that's why they wanted to target you. Maybe they saw how good you were, and they wanted to corrupt that. Maybe that's why.
I don't know what I could have been.
Whatever it is that you were. Whatever it is that you were. You are not that now, are you?
No, I guess not.
Exactly.
You're so much more than whatever that was. And we know you. We remember you.
We love you.
That's enough for us.
Oh, come here. I'm just gonna pull Asuriel in for a hug.
Go around them.
I'm gonna hug them back real tight.
Hi.
How long
Hey,
is
Jonathan.
Zach gone?
Yeah, where the fuck
Yeah.
did he go?
Return to the group hug.
Has he actually been very far away, or was he just around the corner the whole time?
He would have been probably around the corner because we're in the church, right? Or yeah.
You're outside it, but yeah, just
Outside.
Then yeah, he would have been around the corner. If anybody like hears, you probably hear like cursing or him being like, "Where the fuck are you?" Like yelling it out, and then he'll
Like look up from the group hug, like
and then come out all frustrated.
Where is he?
Look, he's being stubborn. He's always been stubborn, but he's got our back. It's hard to trust me, I know, but I trust York. He's got our back.
You
Look,
can prove yourself.
Yeah, we will. We're very close. As he rubs the back of his neck.
So,
That
what are the
seems
plans,
nice.
guys?
Yeah, who's going where? Amrita, what's she running off to do?
She's gonna just go out to the Vistani because she's gone. Because as soon as that came up with Asuriel, it's like, nope, I'm gone. I'm out.
I'm not dealing with this.
So, yep, nope.
I can, I'll start telling people to boil their water, see if it does anything. Try and spread that word. We'll
Try
at
and
least
get
have
other
some
peop-
more information.
Yeah. Try and get out that as much as you can. I'll see if I can put up more
They're
angelic
getting
seals.
angry though.
I can try.
Wait, actually, I'll come with you. Just make sure I remember everything, and I remember even more.
Sure, I love the company. Let's start with the apothecary. People come to him when they're sick.
Once I've had another night to gather my thoughts, I can probably check some of the water here before we go to the forge, Acrio.
Yeah.
Oh.
What do I have for spells? I have detect magic prepared.
But I'm going to change that.
What's Acrio
Yeah.
doing for the rest of this day?
You want to come paint angelic seals on some walls with me?
Yeah, while I think of something better to do. I'm not
Nice.
good at painting.
Don't have to be, just have to be good at copying.
Okay. And we will go paint angelic seals.
Amrita, you head down to the stables, grab Petunia, and hopping on the back of her, ride out the city as quick as you can, trying to get something done, because it seems like everyone stood around talking most of the time.
Yeah, it's driving her insane, and she just feels her heart racing and everything, and just I should just like blink out the eye, but that feeling and just after this encounter, score like she's talking to the eye. I think you're right. I want to see it. I want to see the wolf and try and speak with it. It might help them. It'll be my last resort, but I have no other choice, I feel like.
There's no reply to this.
She rides quicker than just trying to trace the sound or maybe like smell of a fire with people out there.
So you've heard that they were camped up creek. So once you cross the bridge, you'd kind of just turn and follow the river as it goes upstream toward the mountains. And you can kind of even see from a distance, your eyes are pretty sharp in this midday, the shape of a little bit of darkness on the horizon. And as you're approaching, it becomes more obviously a ring of wagons. And yeah, there is the smell of campfires and that sort of thing. Banners stuck in the ground with just like streaming blues and greens, and lights that have been hung up on posts back and forth. A lot of dark wood wagons.
And she will hop off Petunia, but take her with her, holding on to the reins, walking.
Mm-hmm.
I think she'll walk a few steps out and like clear her throat. It's like, excuse me, is there anyone there?
Yeah, you can see a bit of movement. It's strange because maybe Vistani party late into the night and sleep late into the day, but it doesn't seem like there's very many people here. A little bit of movement, but not much. But as you kind of announce yourself, there's one who steps out from behind one of the carts, the larger wagons. Taller man in a top hat style, this deep green coat, fur up on the collar, and he's got this medallion. As he's approaching, you see he's got a cigarette that he holds up to his lips and then strikes a match on his wrist. Tall boots and dark hair, kind of a goatee. Well met. Who are you?
Just another traveler, wondering if there might be any information that your camp might know. The situation.
Just a traveler named what?
Amrita Mablethorne, sir.
Django. Vistani holds out a hand while he's also got like the cigarette between his fingers.
Moves her nose and then holds out her free hand.
You can see his fingernails, most of which are painted like dark blues and blacks. Some bit chipped though. We're not selling much. Information maybe. What do you want? Kind of like looks back into the camp and then to you.
There's appears to be some kind of sickness going around in Braylet, and I thought maybe.
Oh yeah, we heard
you
about
guys have
that.
an idea.
Stayed away.
Does it sound like, is he lying or being skeptical at all? Or...
You can make an insight check. You still do have level of exhaustion, though.
I know.
I mean, yeah, he's a bit dodgy, but you're not sure exactly why or about what. It seems like he's just giving, like, very sharp answers.
She feels dizzy for a moment, but she, like, shakes her head. All right, for any other answers, do you want something? I really don't have much of anything on trade, but look, there's people that need help, and there's something bad coming, and I don't think you guys want to stay here either and risk your own people, or no one wants to get hurt. Just trying to help.
No, we ain't gonna get hurt. We'll be out of here before whatever's coming is coming.
How long have you been here?
What exactly you say you were offering?
She's gonna reach into like her pocket, take out the half gold and 1 gold piece. This is all I have on me. I might. She also takes out her dagger that she has. It's a rough-looking dagger. I think that she had picked up.
I think it's a hunting knife more than anything else for skinning animals.
Well, that ain't worth much. Why are you asking about it again? You from town? You think we're responsible for this? Is that it?
No.
Just coming out to blame the Vistani?
No, I just thought you would know something. I know someone that's Vistani, and he happens to be a decent individual.
Well, good. Good for him.
She's just like, biting like her tongue and everything.
At the moment you catch sight of another man moving through the camp, you see he's wearing like this red headscarf, similar to the one that you have. He's longer dark hair with broad mustache, and the face seems like someone you saw with Andre's caravan.
Hey, you know Andre, right?
He's not carrying a weapon. He does, however, have a walking stick, and as he catches sight, you see Django like turn back and eye him up and stare at each other for a moment before he walks over. Andre, yes. Why?
We met months back on the road, acquaintances, sort of.
During this course of a business, I suspect. Yes.
Yes.
It's fine.
Django,
I will take this from here. Leans on his stick for a moment, as the one who's smoking just like takes another inhale, as the cigarette's nearly burned out, and just flicks it. Not exactly in your direction, but not away either. Turns back to the camp.
I was trying to tell your family friend there, do you know what's going on in Braylet? We're trying to help the people there.
They are sick, yes. You want what medicines?
I don't know. I was just wondering if any of you had seen anything weird before, when you arrived here. Or before, I mean, or on the way. I'm sorry. I'm very exhausted. It's been a very long trip here.
Weird how? What are you looking for?
If you know about the Korsava business, whatever I think the former burgomaster was a part of, it's something similar to that, like the cult. How much do you recall from
There is a grove upstream, walnuts. They grow on the riverbank. They hold on to their fruit throughout the hunter's moon. They do not fall until the new moon. They are quite good. You should harvest some.
Thank you. Might ask one more question, just from my own curiosity.
You may.
Have you encountered the daughters of Miasma, I believe?
No.
Well, I want everyone to be safe. But something's coming, and I hope that you and your people will remain safe before that happens.
We have seen what is coming.
Do you know when? Please.
Soon. It will be soon.
How soon?
Soon enough.
Chop his head off. Just kill him. Just do it. You know what's
I
right.
love the Vistani. I love
Just
Vistani.
fucking kill him.
Yeah,
You know
she
in
just-
your heart, Amrita.
Follow your dreams.
Yeah, like she just feels herself just like her heart just like freaking racing.
Go now. Get yourself some walnuts. Follow the creek. You'll find them.
Very well. And this isn't much, but she'll give the hunter knife to the guy as trade. Sorry, I couldn't give you anything else.
Good enough. Tucks it into his belt.
All right. She will get on Petunia then and go a little further then to look at these walnuts.
Lorelei and Acrio going through town doing these little glyphs. Are you just like trying to carve them into things, or how are you trying to? Do you have paper that you're just plastering?
Yeah, I feel like Lorelei would ask, be like, "Hey, strengthening angelic magic in town. Do you want it painted?"
I'll be the salesman.
Yeah.
She can be
Use
the artist.
the expert opinion.
Yeah.
Sure.
Because like,
Just to ask them, like, hey, these are some angelic seals. We're trying to strengthen the protection of the angels in town. Do you want it on a piece of paper, or do you want it painted on the side of your house?
Yeah, they'll just like take the paper and be like, "We're not really Mormon, but get off our doorstep."
Do you have any time to talk about our savior Avacyn? Okay.
damn, really saying no to the forge clerk.
He must be sick.
All right, time to do a little bit of illegal activity. We're gonna paint them on the backs of the houses where nobody can see.
Really?
We gotta put them up somehow. Just be quick and don't get seen.
Yeah, you can make your way through some of the groves of trees. Most of the houses are kind of built around little copses of various yew and hawthorn and strong oak and maple woods. Stuff that makes good spears in a moment's notice.
Yeah, just run, honey, run to the backyard. Get a spear. What?
But yeah,
Someone's painting some shit on the back of our house. Go!
as you're doing that, I would think at some point you're in like a back alley somewhere in the middle of more like the commercial area, more shops and that sort of thing, trying to add one like, just where people hang out. You would come across a small set of like, looks like thieves' cant at first, scratched into like the cornerstone on one of the buildings, but amongst it, you find a very ornate and it seems like newer carving of the letter V.
Immediately look at Acrio.
And I lean down. Can you read this?
I don't think so. I don't know thieves can't. So,
Okay.
Amrita might.
Yeah.
Killy might. Should I try and
I don't
like
want to
scratch it
assume
down?
that of Vistani, but yeah. And I'll take. So sorry, Cillian. Past Acrios. So sorry.
Yeah, we'll do like a tree rubbing over the
Sure.
with some charcoal, just to try and get like a an imprint of what it was carved in there as best we can.
Sure. And as you're doing that, there's a trimmer, another of these just like little shakes in the ground.
Oh boy, are they always this frequent?
No.
Shit.
I'm gonna ritual cast detect magic while we're here. Anything?
I'm doing a little charcoal rubbing.
So yeah, while she's getting that and you're going through the process, you're very limited on mana that you can channel, but the ritual is a little easier to go through even though it's more time consuming. And you just find there is a preponderance of black mana, not just in this area, but certainly from this cornerstone, but just the whole city as you're becoming aware of it. It's like this sulfurous stink.
Yeah, Acrio almost coughs because it comes in the. Is that the one that comes in the form of? No, that's divine sense that comes in the form of smells and things.
Well, your detect magic can kind of manifest in different ways. So you do
Yeah.
smell it, but you also see and feel the blackness around you. There's some red mana as well, but it's primarily just black. And that's necromancy and a lot of the darker enchantments and damaging spells.
Where is this coming from? This whole town is covered in black smog of evil.
Must be what's making people so tense.
Or vice versa.
Oh yeah, yeah, might have the causal link the wrong way around.
They're getting to say they're making the black mana. I look at Lorelei, take a peek at her.
Yeah, totes. How do you have any spell slots left,
Lorelei?
Lorelei? Yeah. Do you have any spell slots left?
Oh yeah, I do.
Okay. Then there's definitely a bit of white, a bit of green mana. There's probably a little bit of black also, as well as blue.
I'm just a rainbow bitch.
Okay.
He's like detecting
Like,
magic. Just turns
what
to
would you
Lorelei,
say
she's
is her?
like,
What would you say is her strongest mana alignments?
it's probably like white and black, I would think, because even though black mana is typically associated with like necromancy and stuff, she does have a lot of like darker spells.
Mm-hmm.
Sort of like a reclaimed darkness almost, but like a lot of her spells are grey-ish in nature, so I think it's like a mixture of white and black. The occasional flickers of whatever other color is relevant.
Yeah, green is natural magic, blue is wards, that sort of thing.
Yeah.
Okay. But like not a massive plume of red just erupting from her.
No.
Okay.
There's very little red magic about her at all.
Yeah, good.
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't go there.
Okay, so I don't think you're gonna be a beacon for whatever's coming, but good Avacyn this town is. We gotta find out. Amrita's doing research. Everybody's doing research. We're doing the best we can. Maybe
Can I-
forge.
Cillian or Asuriel, roll a d8, please.
You do it.
Oh no.
And roll again if you get a 3. So we have enough of those.
Oh.
Got a lot of 8s too.
Yeah, roll again for that too, because we have a lot of that.
8 gang.
I would say at some point, yeah, while you're telling people to boil their water and telling the apothecary to let people know if they come in, that would probably be a good idea as well. You get to the point of the day when it's like school's starting to get out, and so there are like more children. You can see a lot of them they look weak, but at some point you would see them like there's like a group with like a jumping rope, like skipping it, 2 of them doing it while one's in the middle, and you just hear them singing, "Red ribbon, black ribbon hanging round your neck, black ribbon, red ribbon, get..." Trails off in a coughing fit.
I like how Tristan's concerned like all children's nursery rhymes aren't already fucked up.
I don't read nursery rhymes.
You don't read them.
Or hear about
Fucking
them.
Ring Around the Roses.
Yeah, they're
It's about the
pretty
fucking
fucked up.
plague.
I've never heard of Ring Around the Rosie. I know it's a thing, but I don't
What?
sorry, we're Americans. We don't listen to nursery rhymes.
What are you saying?
Other Americans, you guys know Ring Around the Rosie, right?
It's okay.
Yes.
Yeah, I know what that is.
Okay, good.
I'll be honest, I
God.
don't actually really know Ring Around the Rosie. Like,
Oh my god.
You know what I
Ring
know?
around
I
the
know
rosy
French
pocket full of
rhymes,
posy,
alright? I got
ashes to
French
ashes.
children's rhymes.
We all fall down.
You know what I
Yeah.
know?
Wow.
And
Eeny,
also
meeny,
London
miny,
Bridge
mo,
falling down.
catch a tiger by the toe. If he
I am
hollers, let him go.
so. Please continue with the actual narrative now because I don't know what to say.
Why do we keep seeing creepy kids? I'm really starting to dislike it.
They're really creepy. I think when they're singing is creepy, but they're not creepy.
You're probably right.
Actually, I'm gonna ask what they're saying. Just go over, like, ask about it.
Yeah, they kind of just say it's a rhyme.
She'll
They don't know
try.
where it comes from. They just heard it.
She'll try and get them to teach her the words. Then she'll just like bye and leave.
Just go on with our day.
Amrita, as you're galloping upstream, you find this little grove of trees all like growing along the sides of kind of this bend in the creek. You can see from a distance. You're not specifically all that well trained in arbory, but you did grow up in Keswick, so you're familiar with trees and the certain knowledge provided by that third eye helps assist in your instant recognition that these are, in fact, walnut.
Yeah, she'll have her headband, take that off, and just look around to make sure it's just her and Petunia and there's nobody else.
Make a perception check, and this will be a straight roll.
Yeah.
Yeah, third eye exposed.
Okay.
As far as you can tell, there's maybe the sound of a small creature, maybe a rabbit nearby. You can catch up just a little bit of breathing, but nothing big, nothing human-sized or larger.
This shouldn't take too long, Petunia. Let's just go over here and look at these walnuts. And yeah, she's going to examine them and try to see how she can get some down.
So, yeah, you find that, I mean, you would probably know walnuts you're supposed to collect up off the ground. Once they fall, that's when they're good to harvest. And yeah, it does seem odd, because usually that would be at the end of the harvest moon. But for them to have held on all the way through the winter and only be falling now in the new moon is a bit odd. And you hear like a splash in the creek.
Quickly turns.
When you look into the water, it's this crystal clear flowing down out of the mountains. You would guess probably 7 to 8 feet deep, probably. You can see clear through the bottom to the rocks, though the top is kind of disturbed at some points with rapids. But what you see in the creek are these heavy stones with chains attached to them, dangling off of them in the flow of the water. A number of corpses, which you see attempting to swim up to the top, but they're just stuck in the flow of it.
What's in the angel's name? Yeah, she's just... You know what? I think she will...
You could take a bow and go... Pew.
Yeah, light her bow, maybe. Just, like, quickly takes off, like, her... Like, one of her gloves and pierces her finger, lights her crimson right, I think, for now on the bow. Let me roll my d4.
It does take a lot of your vitality, but it's strengthened, and as you start hurling these flaming arrows into the water, the flame almost alchemically stays on the end of your arrow, even as it pierces into the stream, and you see the aim's a little bit difficult because you're targeting something in the water, and they do move, but after several shots, you're able to pierce them in a point that seems like they give up whatever was animating them. They're still dead bodies in the water, but doesn't seem as though they are active.
Yeah, no, she's gonna gallop back to Braylon as fast as she can.
What's Zach been up to during this afternoon?
You would split, the whole work of asking people to boil the water, pretty much. On one side, somebody on the other.
Mm-hmm. Can I have you roll 1d8?
Sure.
And don't roll a 2 or an 8.
That's
Or
an 8.
3, or
I told you not to roll an 8. What the fuck?
That's a 6. There you go.
Yeah,
Or
so
6.
as you go up to knock on one of the doors and a woman opens it, she's holding a glass of water, and as you're like just about to say, oh yeah, you need to boil that, you look and it looks as though the water that she's holding is currently boiling in the glass.
Oh, it seems you've already gotten the memo of boiling water.
What are you talking about?
Some new companions of mine are asking people to boil water because of the sickness going on. The sickness
What's
going
that got
on.
to do with it?
It might prevent you from getting even more sick than anything. It seems like it's in the water.
She'll look at it, and as you look at the glass, it's gone still. All right, well, I guess I'll start doing that then. And she kind of leans out around you and pours out what she had.
Was that not already boiling?
No, why would it be?
It looked like it was, but maybe it was my misunderstanding.
Maybe, but I'll start.
All right.
Can't hurt, I guess.
I guess I'll insight real quick, see if there's might be something off with her, even though he has, he's one to talk.
Mm-hmm.
Guess he doesn't know.
Yep, nope. You just start hearing somebody else arguing about it in your head about how the water was never boiling to begin with. So, yeah.
Zach, you crazy motherfucker.
The party will all benefit from a long rest during this day. Amrita had a little bit of an adventure, but not enough to warrant, not healing up. So you'll be able to get your level plus constitution back and half your level worth of hit die. So that's 2.
I still have a reduced hit point maximum. Is
Me
that
too.
going away?
No, sadly, no.
Gonna throw out that a prayer for protect against demons, please.
Okay.
So I'll still
Yeah.
be exhausted too, right?
No, everybody, you'll lose your point of exhaustion after a long rest.
Okay.
So neither vampire bite nor witches.
Unfortunately, no.
Gross.
Oh, fuck.
Hey, I actually have hit die to spare.
Yeah! Woo!
Yeah!
Spells!
That means my
Punchies.
martial exploit will be
Yeah.
actually useful. if I
Oh
use it.
yeah.
Oh yeah, shoot.
That's why I hold on to 1 hit die from now on.
Yeah, it's almost hard for me to do that. I forgot that I have this
Yeah.
exploit.
Sometimes it's
Yeah.
hard
Sorry,
to
I'm
do,
posting it for
but-
me to read it.
But at the same time, what is that? Like heal like your full hit die plus
Yeah,
1
I should really put it on
million?
my sheet and not in a Google Keeps thing,
I
so I can
Yeah.
post it.
I am now an alarm again.
So, Cillian,
Okay.
you've been going door to door, varying degrees of success, before Asuriel just suddenly remembers, oh, right, and pulls out, and you hear her starting to chant this prayer. You start to notice this mist is forming in the streets as the sun is getting low. It's just evening mist is not uncommon, and Innistrad has it a lot. But this is maybe a little earlier than normal. And then you catch sight of a figure standing at a crossroads. Baggier shirt, broad-brimmed hat, just like bushy beard and gray hair with his arms. He's got a shovel. His arms just like leaned across his shoulders, and he's just like, looks like he's spacing off. And after a moment, you're like, oh, that looks like old Gage.
Fuck! Sorry.
No!
Wait a minute.
What are you doing
Wait,
here? I wasn't expecting to see her.
As you're moving up, it doesn't seem like he hears you, coming up behind him.
Gage, you right there?
You hear a flapping of wings as a bird takes perch on a eave of one of the houses nearby, and glance over and you see that Vrock staring down at you. You feel something on your ankle, just a brief brush. You look down and see a black furred cat just rub up against your leg, and as you kind of lean around, Gage's face is just hanging on nothing as his body seems propped up and arms held out on the edge of this shovel. And I need you to roll initiative.
Oh.
Huh? What the fuck?
Wait a minute.
Good.
Hold on.
Fucking
Hold
luck.
Wait, what?
Do I roll initiative as well, or just
Yes.
No.
In
Oh, I
fact,
should've waited
I will
for
have everyone.
All right.
Okay, then. What? Oh, wait, I can't use my begin the hunt because I'm not ready to do. Just
I fear.
I'm here to stake my
race as fast as I can.
I don't think he's taking a claim to anything. I'm worried though. Does this mean we were followed the whole time? Oh hell yeah, that scarecrow is so alert right now.
So the first thing that's going to happen as you start to look into these dead pits of eyes walking around the side of Gage, just almost hidden behind his bushy beard, there's almost like this flicker and glow. And I'm going to need you to make a sanity save as this construct is trying to get inside your head. How does Cillian push this aside in this moment?
By literally splitting his mind up, like turning his attention on other things. He feels it and like shatters his own consciousness for a second to try and avoid others.
Mm-hmm. Almost letting it weave between the cracks.
Exactly.
Asuriel, you've just finished this prayer, following behind Cillian, and realized he's kind of wandered off.
Cillian? What? It's that old Gage. You can't see it, right?
No, it's not.
What is he then? Well, who is he?
Fucking help,
Just-
Asuriel.
As you say that, Asuriel, you start to see as like a, he's a fairly thick individual, but from his belt, there's like a pillow that slips out and falls onto the ground, and you see this like rail-thin set of clothing hanging there now.
That's not Gage. Okay. What about this and Firebolt?
That is enough to hit. He's a stationary target that doesn't seem to react at all.
That is the wrong one. There we go. Oh, that's nice.
That's, pretty good you can see his bushy beard like light up immediately, Cillian, right in front of your face as it just starts to burn like Blackbeard the pirate, and flames start to come out the eye holes.
I see whatever this thing is burning. No, he'll just circle around so he's puts that thing between him and the rock.
Mm-hmm.
And I think he'll just pull one of his swords and slashes.
Sure.
It's just fear right now.
Just
Instinct.
instantaneous reaction, yeah. There's just a twitch of movement, but not nearly enough before you just pierce through. Feels like going through skin beneath the cloth, but not much else. Doesn't do quite as much damage as you would hope, even with a silvered blade.
What is happening?
I
You've seen this too, right, Asuriel?
Yeah, I don't like it.
You know what? I'll disengage and walk away.
Sure.
Back here.
Yeah. The Vrock, for its turn, will just like let out this raptor-like screech a few times, and you see from around this corner, besides one of these houses, near one of the trees, this hunched, gray-robed figure with pallid skin and almost these unblinking reptilian eyes, stringy gray hair coming down, cascading off of her skull, and this grin that just goes ear to ear.
Fucking bitch!
She
I
followed
knew
us.
it!
As the witch encountered in the Summerwold, who escaped from her caverns, makes a reappearance. However, at the same time, this commotion, Asuriel yelling and casting magic, and you having this reaction, Lorelei and Acrio,
Hello.
you start to hear this, and you instantly recognize Asuriel's not uncommon, little squeaks and squeals of fear, and you know something's going wrong.
The alarm system's going off.
Oh, the sound of Gondor! We run! No, Acrio like snaps his gaze back and just fucking runs for it.
Yeah, Lorelei will be hot on his heels.
Firstly, you see the flaming, bearded figure standing propped up on the shovel in the middle of the street. Asuriel just like forming one of these motes of white fire to launch in that direction. Cillian starting to back off, and then as you look down the other way, instantly you recognize the face of this witch.
Was this the one that blew my arm off?
Yeah.
Got it. Acrio draws his hammer and just with a silent resolve, shield in hand, dash action, and then just throws tosses his hammer in the air, catches it again, but when he throws it, his spiritual weapon flies towards her. And that will be a... I don't know if that hit. That's a nat 1.
Yeah, unfortunately not.
Yeah, just... It's out there.
Yeah, you see it launch toward her, but she does like this weird twist, and her spine like cracks in an angle it shouldn't as she's bent down, and it swings above her before she cracks back into place.
Just stay dead.
The form of old Gage, held up by this shovel with both of his hands, launch out of the street before landing with a thunk just directly in front of Cillian, and the hands at the end of the shovel just swinging wildly both directions.
Wow.
I do not believe, however, that it can make contact.
Nope.
Nice.
I
Like
see
catch
three.
both his arms
No.
crossed.
Yeah, and it's weird because the the face, which is still like burning and on fire, as it spins, it just like twists off to the side and then like whips back, just completely flaccid.
Wait,
Well, she's extremely unhappy to see the witch is back, but she also knows the witch is a trick-ass bitch who likes to disappear. So she's gonna take out the gem of seeing, stone, the witch stone. Yeah, and she's gonna use that in case Lisharja tries to go invisible again.
Mm-hmm.
I don't remember. Did Lisharja have a... She thunder waved us. That's what knocked us out.
She has a bag of tricks. You do know that you assume she does not have access to a coven, so some of her most powerful magics are not potentially available.
Alright. Yeah, she's gonna cast Flame Blade and move up.
In fact, you had seen through that witch stone and followed the trails the last time, and as you're looking through it now, you feel that burning sensation in your eye as you peer through it into the ethereal and the unseen world around you. There doesn't seem to be any coven links to anything else in the same way you had seen in her caverns.
Yeah, that means Muriel? It's
Myra?
Myra is safe-ish from her, so that's good. But she'll do that, move up to where Acrio is. And it kind of comes out as this fiery-looking sickle. Almost looks like it might be shaped as a heron's head.
And Lashira will step away from this flaming hammer next to her, around this pile of like a cord of wood that's been laid out in front of someone's house. She just like slinks around it, this smile never leaving her face. You see Cillian, as you're catching old Gage's hands, parts of the shovels they're swinging at you, flipping them back, but also trying to keep an eye on this witch. She like holds up one of these hands with bony fingers, and there are things on her fingers, things like a ribbon on one, hair that's wrapped around to the fingernail, and one of them is wearing a signet ring. But as she does that and holds up the hand and like makes this fist, you all start to hear this almost wet kind of sound, kind of like a slop, as looking around from out of the tree nearby and the edge of one of the roofs, just like this pile of something lands on the ground, but then like slithers out somewhat snake-like, but then you see one hand stretching across the stone ground, and then a face pull itself up as what appears to be boneless skins start to move their way toward you.
Boneless chicken.
One of them is close enough to Asuriel.
Oh fuck!
Uh-oh.
One of them behind the fence around one of the houses just starts to like crawl under it and then up and through the edges of the fence behind Cillian.
I'm gonna take a wild guess, and that's not a fiend.
No, it is more undead-like, you would estimate.
Oh fuck.
Consider
We
it
saw
possible.
scared people in the...
Two of its hands just like swing forward,
Okay.
kind of like twisting themselves solid.
I got 12 AC.
Okay.
Aw.
You're gonna take 11 points of damage.
Okay, I can survive this.
So
However, do
I
not
need
make
you to make an athletics or acrobatics escape a check, as both of the hands start to like grapple you and pull itself up onto you.
Alright, I got a risky thing going on here. I can willingly fail this and cast Gleam,
Okay.
but I don't know because he could still pass Gleam. Fuck.
This
Well,
is going...
Here's
I
what I
mean,
would say.
here's the thing.
If you fail, then use gleam.
All right, yeah.
But if you succeed, then you succeed, and you're fine.
Yeah. Fuck. All right, acrobatics. All right.
You are quick enough, even though you're bludgeoned with two like twisted skin fists, and it catches you right in that crippled leg that you're dealing with, and aches horribly. You are able to kind of like twist your body back and get out of its attempt to like wrap itself around you almost.
All right, gonna make a con check to keep.
Nice. Yeah, you maintain the concentration, and yeah, Lorelei, you very easily recognize undead flesh.
Yeah, I do. Okay, I'm gonna move. Keeping a wide berth of this one by the corner of this house. Not exactly wanting to get much closer to it. Bonus action, change. I'll swap around the angelic seal and I'll put judgment on Asuriel for now. If you hit it with an opportunity attack, you can move up to half your speed as long as you don't move further away from it. Just a bit of extra mosh if push comes to shove, and then I will hurl a sacred flame directly at its gross undead face.
Okay.
Get away from her! Yeah, fuck two? Really? I can't wait until I get the
It does not
cantrips.
seem able to move quickly enough as this beam of radiance shoots across it. And yeah, it clips it for not a huge amount, but it does smell singed.
Crispy.
I'm gonna use my bonus action to disengage. Move here-ish. Pull a needle from out of my collar and throw it at the exterior. For a natural 20.
Yeah, cool. Roll another.
Come on.
There we go.
Yeah,
Ooh,
there it
that's
goes.
actually pretty good.
Shit,
let's
Piercing.
go!
Yes, please.
Control Alt Delete.
Jake eyes?
So yeah, you're gonna roll the damage dice twice, add them together as normal, but then you're gonna roll on the major injury chart.
Decapitate.
That's
Never mind, she was sleeping. Oh,
That's still good.
come on.
25 HP is well enough to end it, but yeah, you hit just like rip through center mass, just the middle of this thing. It's a small prick, but somehow you think you've disrupted the power that she had over this thing as it just immediately flops limp on the ground.
Thank
Got
you.
you.
The Brock swoops over Lashira's head and just with its beak is going to try to almost like puncture the top of Cillian's head. Is going to miss, however. Cillian, you are not punctured by beak.
Of course not.
It will then, however, as you move, it screech again. And at the top of the round, Zach is going to make his way into this melee of horror going down in the middle of the street. What's his reaction to seeing all of this, like these skins and this weird, freakish, woman-ish thing?
Sorry, mute. He'll be like, oh, looks like it's tried to come out this time, York. And he'll run in with his blades out. Go 30 feet that way. There we go. I can make it there.
Yep,
grab
running
Acrio's
behind
hammer and
under the tree
throw
and
it.
next to this flaming, floating hammer in the middle of the air.
Yeah, he'll look at it and be like, well, that's very interesting, York. Let's show him what we can do. And you just see a very weird sight going on with Zach. Like, somehow hands are starting to pop out of his back, but there's like no sounds. There's no ripping or tearing or anything. It just slowly starts to like come out of his back, arms, and then a face just comes out of the back of his head. And it looks just like him as
Hello there. York.
another Zach come out.
Did you
Voldemort,
just
is that
give
you?
birth?
Very
Yeah,
Innistrad, I love it. I love it.
It
Very
looks,
Innistrad.
it's very twin-like, almost exact in appearance, but there's like this shimmer over it and kind of through it at moments of quick motion you can just barely like see through this thing, and Cillian would recognize the existence of a Geist, though this one seems different.
Are you playing Echo Knight?
That's what I was
Yep.
thinking until he fucking
Thanks.
gave birth out of his back.
Yeah, it's pretty much a Neko Knight.
Oh my gosh.
It's horrible. I love it.
And you guys can
York,
see
everybody.
as Zach is holding both the hammer and the longsword in his hand, it seems as though York is also duplicating these weapons, but in opposite hands.
Oh, the
Oh,
mirror.
cool.
Oh, the mirror.
All right, and you know what, fuck it. I think this one deserves to be all out, so we're gonna action search and unleash our incarnation with this one.
Okay.
Gosh.
Okay, so
Murder.
since York is attacking, let's have him attack first with his hammer. Never mind.
Fuck.
Oh,
Blames me.
no.
As it leaps out of his back, you do kind of like this, like spin to face your back that direction. The presence of York like leaps out, and hammer above his head just brings it down and hits the ground directly in front of this witch, Lashira, who face like snaps up to the Geist before, with the other hand, stab through her rib cage with this long sword.
And one last attack. Wow, York's warhammer is not working with him. Okay, let's see what that longsword does. 6 damage, not too good.
All right. Still quite a bit. And as that is the top of the round, at the same time that's happening, you start to hear hooves in the distance. Amrita, you're hearing a lot going down. Like, and there's just like this sense that everything is wrong as you're galloping across the bridge into town. You're starting to hear like not just this disruption, but people whispering and like looking out their windows, guards like coming around corners with weapons. And as you cross the bridge, you see the water beneath it starting to boil. There's steam coming up. This mist almost seems to be produced from the river that courses around Braylet. It's going to take you around to get there, but
Awesome. Run over here. Hammer on the forge there. Just die. Does spiritual weapon hit? I'm guessing no.
no.
Okay. And then I will use a funny little thing called that.
Ew.
Does Devon's Echo count as an ally?
It can make attacks of opportunity and such from
Oh yeah, that's right.
positions, so yeah, I would say for that
Yeah.
reason, yeah, it can. Also, you do see that the witch, as you will recall, seems to be resistant to fire for whatever reason, her demonic pacts or whatnot. The fire doesn't seem to do much to her, kind of fizzles out on the front of her dingy robes, but the rest is quite a bit.
And now you can make another attack and add 1d10 on top of it.
All right, go.
Damage.
Let's see. Shall we
Oh,
try York's
oh.
hammer again? There we go.
Ooh, nice.
God damn, these are low rolls, but yep.
Yeah. The first few times swinging, York was a little discombobulated, his hammer not striking, as the sword, more directed by Zachary's intention, was able to strike. This time with Acrio coming up behind her and implying violence with his own hammer, York just like brings it down, swings it, and you hear like the bone crack in her shoulder.
Nice, and that'll be my turn.
This construct, flaming and burning skin on the pole with the shovel, again, is just going to fly up into the air, propelled almost by itself, and follow Cillian across this way. Yet again.
It really wants you.
Thankfully, my
Stranger.
HP is 10 lower.
Both hands at the end of the shovel just like twisting and swinging as it comes down, hitting the pavement.
Ooh.
Both hit.
Ooh.
Oh, wait, no. This first one, this is the first time I can do this in my life.
Yes.
Excitement.
As the first one goes to hit, I use my thing, I forgot what it's called.
With the stuff.
Sudden cacophony. And when it hits, the Cillian loses his vitiligo pattern again, becomes see-through, and it just sort of strikes air as I can add my proficiency bonus to my AC for one hit.
And you all hear at the same time these echoes and wails of geists, and just briefly see them almost like coming out from around Cillian, pushing this thing back. As he's like starting to go transparent, they're almost taking up his space. Just very briefly you see them, but you hear them. You will take 4 slashing as the end of the shovel, just like one end does cut across your face, and I need you to make a wisdom save.
Nice.
Which you succeed, with all these geists around you, the Vistani family, you're not going to be daunted by this.
Alright, well, there's 2 things attacking Cillian. He just saved my butt, so. And also, Witch Lady got fire immunity, something like that. So.
Not quite immunity, but.
She,
not quite as affected either.
She'll slurp up my flame blade, but try and take swing at the vulture.
It is still flying in the air, so it's going to be difficult to try to like leap up. It's technically close enough, but yeah, you're going to kind of have to jump and swipe at it.
Long blade, I think that hits.
Which, you will be able to do. So, a Vrock is a type of vulture that has been almost imbued with fiendish capabilities. So it does count as a beast and a fiend, which means your prayer of protection will help, but it is also not quite as affected by fire. Still you see its feathers burn partially, but not near as much as you would have wanted out of that. As it like turns and like swoops in the air, screeching down at you.
Damn it, wrong spell!
One of these skins will pull itself across the ground toward Lorelei.
Ugh.
And try to slam itself into her.
Ooh, yikes.
Use its thing. No, that's not going to be enough. So the second one is not able to hit. But one of its like thick skin and muscle fists is able to collide with Lorelei. It is a devastating hit. You're only going to take 7 points of damage, however, as you're hit in the gut, but you stumble back 15 feet from it as it just hits you and you're knocked off balance, shoved down the street away from everything else, as it then begins to crawl on the ground toward you again.
Nightmare.
Despite her arm just being cracked, Lashira pops it back into place as she turns toward Acrio. You see this hand with all these baubles on it reach into her bag that at her side seems to be made of faces stitched together with the eyes, nostrils, and mouth sewn shut, with the exception of one where you see her open up the lips as she reaches in, and you see her pull out this shiny little, almost like a tin soldier that appears as though it's been painted to look like Acrio, almost like a little totem, as she has observed your presence, and she begins chanting this spell. She's going to attempt hold person, and with this totem, you are going to have disadvantage on the save.
Oh, shit.
I'll throw in a hero point.
Big money.
But yes, your heroism. You feel this magic taking hold of you. It's almost like your armor is locking up around you, rusted so solid you can't move, but you say this quick prayer to Gisela or any other angel that might be nearby, and you all see like this burst of rust just fly off of Acrio as he like flings this corruption off of him.
Right.
Nice.
These undead look particularly corporeal, don't they?
Mm-hmm. They do.
Hell yeah. She's annoyed at this thing. She's like more angry than afraid of these creatures. And she's just gonna stride over. She kind of looks between Acrio and Cillian, seeing that they're both sort of being harried in their own ways. And she will bonus action activate the angelic seal of temperance on Cillian. And temperance is when you make a wisdom saving throw, you can use your reaction to add, I believe that's my wisdom modifier, not theirs?
Yes.
Okay,
yours.
so that would be, you can add 4 to it.
Nice.
Nice.
Ignore the greater, that's just there. That's for later. And then she will turn her attention back to this creature in front of her. I think she uses the flail for it, but this is decomposed. It's not like really an attack with a flail. She's just sort of using the flail as a thing to hit it with. And I'm gonna schmack. No, I'm not.
Yeah,
Many ones.
you feel like it would have been better, as much as this sounds awful, to come in physical contact with it. You've always had to kind of touch things. Channeling it through another object, especially not a divine object, doesn't seem to have any legitimate effect.
Yeah. Gotta get my hands dirty for this one.
Gotta kiss it.
And we kiss.
I pull my second argan,
Mm-hmm.
and I stab a bird. It's a fucking bird.
Okay.
Oh, there you go.
Both of those are going to hit.
Sneak attack, right?
Unfortunately, I don't think that's going to count because it is flying up in the air. It's not really engaged with anyone. Like, Asuriel was able to leap and get it, but she didn't bring it down to being really engaged. You guys are going to have to ground it if you want to do that.
Go to your room. Sorry.
And I'll do that. As the first one, I sort of stab it in the wing, bring it down on the other one, and then it flies off.
Screeching and unpleased about that. As it is pained and starts dripping this blood as it's trying to fly around you, you all hear it start to screech louder than it had, in almost like this pattern that hurts your head to even hear. Technically, I will say Asuriel is able to get an attack of opportunity.
Yes,
if she still has a reaction. But yeah, then it will do this.
Ooh, alright.
Nasty.
Really bad.
Fuck.
Alright, it can't stun me.
Oh, is
Alright,
everybody doing that? Where's the front?
I will
Yeah.
also take that attack of
I'm
opportunity.
gonna use a hero point.
Okay.
Brace.
Just enough on that hero point to get a 14.
Mm-hmm.
Yes!
Twinsies.
And yeah, Asuriel, you will be able to hit it just as it begins to swoop.
Nice.
Nice.
Uh,
Still,
are-
yeah, not quite as much as you would have liked to have seen out of that. Resistant to your fire, but it is something. Amrita, you can run in on Petunia if you want to, but yeah, in the midst of this, you see Acrio and a Geist, it looks like, and his hammer swinging at the witch. You immediately recognize the grin on her face, while there's skin things moving across the ground and one of those flesh-like scarecrows going after Cillian. This fiendish bird swooping down through the air as Asuriel is like jumping up and swinging a flaming sickle at it.
Yeah, she moves her flaming eyes around frantically, and for now, I think she will stay on the horse, shoot at Lashira. Stay back and shoot at her first and then ride in, if that's a possibility.
A direct hit.
Maybe I'll just
it is
right about
recorded.
here.
Yep. Galloping in, turning the corner and just trying to stay out of the center of everything. Yeah, loose a flaming arrow that hits its target, one that you've been itching to go after for a while. Zach, unfortunately, was stunned by the Vrock while everyone else was able to push past it.
I think York is gone too because I'm incapacitated for this round or this turn. Yep. That's the end of this turn. That I'm like not stunned anymore, right?
It's at the end of the Vrock's
the
turn.
Rock's turn. Okay.
Yep. Acrio, this Geist-like duplicate or brother of Zach, vanishes as you see him stunned and out of it, hearing this bird shriek.
Fuck. Shield shakes for just a second as he is now fighting this witch alone, but he kind of solidifies his arm. Hammer moves this way, he moves this way, and just as he's like walking around her and her eyes are following him, he just goes for an uppercut, and his other hammer will do the same. Fuck. Not Scorching Ray. Guessing the hammer won't hit, but spiritual weapon will.
Yes, we'll say yes.
8 force.
You almost find your shield arm gripping the handle inside the leather straps like white knuckles, as she's not resistant force at all. You see the grin on her face just flicker momentarily. It's like you don't even see it turn into a frown, you just see a scowl on her face before it's just a grin again. The husk of old Gage shifts around, but between Asuriel and Cillian will attempt to spin and get a hit in on either one of them, in Asuriel and then Cillian. Ooh.
Yeah.
That's Asuriel. You're going to take 8 slashing when this shovel head with the skin hand hanging off of it gouges into you. You need to make a concentration check.
Yep, and I am now bloodied.
Ooh. However, you do maintain concentration on this spell.
And wisdom save.
Wisdom. Damn.
It is enough.
Close calls.
And for the critical attack, it'll be double damage. So a total of 9.
Not bad.
One more than a cereal.
Yeah.
I am also bloodied.
Yeah, Acrio, as you're staring past the witch, like unable to connect with the hammer, you see the spiritual hammer duplicate knock her aside for just a moment, and you see in the middle of the street the blood that's starting to drip off of Asuriel and Cillian both. And can I have you make a wisdom save?
Oh, yeah, sure.
You will get to add like a +4 to this, I believe.
Yeah, if you can you can choose to use your reaction to add a 4 to it.
That
I'll
gonna
do
be
it.
a good idea.
Yep. Angelic seal on the stone that you were given by Lorelei just starts to glow. You almost see the pattern of it appear off the face of it. Like, I don't know if you have it in your pocket or on a bracelet or something, but the symbol starts to appear in front of it just briefly as you feel that angelic
Hologram.
magic channeled.
You're the best, Lorelei!
You're welcome! And also, don't get too happy. You can only do that once now. You can't do it again until you finish a short or long rest.
But it
But it
did the
helps,
thing.
you
Mm-hmm. Definitely.
You are really underselling yourself, Robin.
I'm just making sure that people know that it's not like all the time thing. It's just once a rest.
Yeah, surreal.
Well, this fucking thing didn't look very fire resistant, so flame blade again.
Yeah, you don't even need the flanking from Cillian. That will do it.
Oh,
30 points of fire damage. How do you want to destroy the construct of Old Gage?
Oh.
I'm sorry. You're really funny. I'm just gonna It's a sickle, so she's basically just lopping this thing's head off, like she's sowing a field.
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
The large, fluffy beard and hair just like comes off the top of it and rolls somewhat. Not really a solid thing, but you see the hair just start to burn and smolder on the ground as everything else goes still and starts to smoke.
Alright, and then she's gonna move to Mr. Newman.
Mm-hmm.
First she's gonna move up to here. And she's gonna quicken spell cast. No, Ice Knife has then would hit Acrio. He's not a dexty boy. But we gotta get rid of her fast. How is your health working?
There's any time to return the friendly fire, Salty. Think of all the times.
Well, at worst, he'd only get... Oh no, actually that's 2d6 cooldown.
You decide if
let's
that
flip a coin.
if that ice knife is worth hurting Acrio the tank. Go for it, buddy.
Well, he's a tank, right? You know what? I'm gonna pull a U. I'm gonna let Chaos decide. 1, she goes for it. 2, she doesn't.
Oh, God.
Alright, she doesn't
No
go
friendly
for
fire
it. Firebolt would be useless. Yeah, she doesn't have anything. Wait, no. Healing word for Cillian, because he's about to get hit by another dude. Yep. Ignore that too. That's
Mm-hmm. But still 7. Not bad.
I am not bloodied anymore.
Nice.
Just this angelic word and the mana channeled through Asuriel and the wounds on Cillian begin to seal themselves up. Superficially, but it's better than nothing. And then she moves up to Zach.
Yep, and that's it.
Cool. Lorelei, this skin husk that you had attempted to decompose without coming in contact with it, will retaliate with a couple of
We'll try to come into
attempts to
contact.
slam in contact with you.
Nope. Yes.
Fortunately, because it was just one, it could not attempt to crush you in its grapple, but you are,
Yay.
however, going to take 4 bludgeoning damage.
Big ol' 4.
Still not great. Death by
This
1,000
other
paper
one
cuts.
slinks its way the remainder of the way to Cillian, attempting the same thing, trying to like grab at his ankles and pull itself up onto him.
What kind of weird... Oh, God.
Both hit.
What in the sluggery is this?
Then I need you
Like-
to make an acrobatics or athletics check.
Okay.
13 acrobatics. You can do that.
Nice.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
Slippery's
while
out.
it does catch you by the leg and you feel it like crushing you almost, this slams against you. You're almost dance your way over and out of it.
Gross, 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 gross.
Just wants your flesh. Just
Wants
wants to
to be
become
your
you.
Just
I am
wants to
friendly.
embrace. Acrio.
Hello. I'm about to get hurt.
Lashira raises her opposite hand, the one that doesn't have all these like baubles and such dangling off of it. The clean hand, twisted bony fingers, you start to see and remember this dark black buzzing lightning that you had seen rip through your entire party. Fortunately, she does not have the power to manifest it as a lightning bolt, but she does reach out toward you, and it kind of arcs over your armor, so she does have advantage on a shocking grasp.
Oh, fuck.
At least it's not lightning bolt.
That will hit. Ooh.
Oh, that full damage.
That's maximum damage. Yeah, you take all of this. You can see Acrio almost like tensing up as the black electricity arcs over him, and you see it just shooting off of him down the hammer. He does not look good at all.
Acrio.
I'm not close enough to do the healy thingy with the motion. I just like. I'm gonna bonus action move the angelic seal of recovery onto Acrio.
Okay.
I feel like that's a bad omen, but this all she can do right now. And then she's gonna turn her focus back to this little fucker in front of her, and she's gonna just stow her flail and look at her hands like she's got to get her hands dirty for this. And she just closes her eyes and tries to remember how she used to watch Lars fight with his hands. And she's gonna try and mimic that as she tries to smack this creature in the face with a decompose.
Which you do, just as if you were shadow boxing. Yeah, as soon as you come in contact, you start to see these like mushrooms start to grow out of it. These holes open up in the flesh as it begins to rot.
So now I'll circle around this thing a bit.
Sure.
And I'm gonna go over here.
It looks like it's trying to scream, but without vocal cords. It's just like the skin mouth opening up and closing again as you like shift around it to get a better angle on everybody else.
Yeah.
And Cillian.
Nice.
I see Acrio getting hurt. Would you allow me to stow a weapon, throw a needle? Is that a thing I can do?
Sure.
Alright. I do that. Throw a needle at the one Acrio's fighting. Or at the
now, you do have creatures near you, so that will impose disadvantage on
I see.
on ranged attacks.
Just get the ones off of you.
I didn't know. Yeah, but sneak attack is a lot of damage.
You can disengage as a bonus action, so...
yeah, that's what I'll do. I'll disengage as a bonus action. Move into flanking. Just sort of slide on my knees between the skin and the bird. And attack once with Argon.
Mm-hmm. Even with flanking, that's not going to be able to do anything unless you have something else to add.
Yeah, I'll use inspiration.
Okay.
Yeah!
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And as I do...
Yeah, Bloodied will not be applicable for this, but even still...
Oh, sure. Makes sense. The screams around me have subsided as I do that, but they sort of start up again, and they get higher and higher until it's this barely perceptible screech as I use one of my wails on the bird.
Ooh, nice. So it will take
1d6 damage.
Of the necrosis.
Ooh.
Cool, yeah. It's not doing well. It doesn't quite look as though it's bloodied, but it is certainly not enjoying its time here. First of all, it will do this, which it has before, kind of do this screech. Give that to... yeah, she's used it, so she'll get that back. Swooping down in the midst of the group, just over where York had been and the spiritual hammer now is, between everyone except for Lorelei and Amrita, who are ways off. It kind of shakes out its feathers, and just in the bit of dim light as sunset's going down, you see these like something in the air, like ash or something twinkling. And I need everyone except for those two to make a Constitution saving throw or become poisoned.
Hopefully I can succeed this one. Apparently not.
Yes! Oh no. Zach
is having a bad time.
Oh no!
Zach is a little unseasoned.
Apparently shit.
No, he's very well seasoned. He's covered in spores now.
No.
Oh my gosh.
Does Cillian have a hero point or anything he would like to try to add to that?
I get poisoned, or do you also get damaged?
You will take damage D10 at the start of each of your turns, not immediately though.
Yeah, then I'll use it. There go all my points.
But yeah, it doesn't matter what you roll because
Yeah,
anything
sure.
will get you to 14 and higher, so yes. You all are choking and spitting out these spores that you're starting to breathe in. Unfortunately, like just as Zach is getting out of this stunning effect, he just like takes a deep breath and just feels them all coming into his throat.
The poor man.
Gillian's been there.
Oh, God.
And then, the Vrock will move on and go and perch up on the corner of this roof, having not gotten next to anyone.
Whoa. Okay.
Runs into a building.
I'm gonna get off the horse. How far can I get over here?
It takes half your movement to dismount, so you would have
Dismount.
20 feet left.
Oh, I'm just right fucking there. Ah. Okay, I'll just get off the horse and just shoot at Lashira again. I want her dead.
Fire is very minimal, as usual. However, with that strike, as she's been stabbed and bludgeoned and hit with these flaming, floating hammers from every direction, that is enough that you see your arrow stick in the back of her neck, and there's this splurt of blood across Cillian's face as she is bloodied.
Nice.
Fuck her up.
I said I was going to make sure you died, bitch.
Her head does that owl thing where it spins far too far around the back of her neck, and you just see the grin has not dimmed across Lashira's face. As Zach, you're up. You're not feeling the hottest, but
All right. How much do I take? A D10?
yep.
Ooh, that's hefty, but hey, I'm good. I think that's the first time I've taken damage in this whole thing. I've just been stunned and poisoned. That's, I'm poisoned, but my echo isn't. Can I summon him on top of here to get at this fucking bird?
Nice.
Get him, York!
Teleports behind you. Oh my God.
Oh my God.
Nothing personal, parrot. Okay. Just because this thing is fucking York up for some reason, he'll do another Unleash Incarnation, so he gets 2 attacks. And Warhammer. What the fuck, Warhammer? Sword.
Bruh.
The sword will hit.
Alright, 8 damage.
Nice. As the Vrock Screech is almost pinned to the edge of this roof, catching a bunch of his feathers, is trying to flap away, kind of tears itself off, and you can see that wing starting to bleed quite a bit.
Dope.
Nice.
Do I do something at the end of my turn for this poison, or is that later?
Con save.
Oh, okay.
All right.
Fuck, man, you are good at con saves. Don't be a 10.
Hey.
Was it? Okay.
You all start to feel this tremor shake through the streets, just rumbling under your feet. And it doesn't dissipate nearly as quickly as it had before, where it was kind of this quick shift. Instead, it continues. It almost like he's getting worse. As you're standing there, you're feeling movement, not from any... Tremors usually kind of feel like they're everywhere. This almost feels like it's from a specific location, coming from one part of town, as you hear this eruption of stone and wood.
Fuck.
And everything around you almost feels like it's being ripped apart. A little ways down the street, Lorelei, you're the first to catch sight of what would be a face, but it's more like the opening of a volcano, just this roiling magma in the center of this black, chitinous, worm-like body with these pincers that open up from around it, starting to spew fire down onto the town of Braylet as Reverax, the devil worm, appears to claim its black mana. And that's where we're gonna have to drop the curtain hard on this week's session.
God damn.
Oh, shit.
God.
Oh, shit. You